top of the hour, give you enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And we're here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, giving you rapid-fire picks for the primetime action. And we have a good guest lineup for you today on the show. Let's take a look. We got Alex Smart to lead us off. Al Ninos will join us. Damon Sosh will sign in bottom of the hour. Of course, we have my co-host, Chris Ruvalo, and Shane Mickle will be here as well. So let's go ahead and bring in Chris. Chris, you ready for another one?
Absolutely. My favorite part of the day.
All right, let's go right ahead here in the drive-thru. Welcome, Alex Smart. Alex, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing, Tony? How's Chris? Everybody doing good?
Doing great. We're this deep into college basketball. Your numbers now getting better now, Alex?
Yeah, I think it's getting tighter. Hopefully, from here on in, we'll start to really see an uptick in profits, and this should be about the time.
All right, let's get rolling here. You're going to be looking at this one between UConn and Marquette, Big East action. This one 9 Eastern time on Fox Sports 1 with Connecticut favored by 1, but the total sits here about 138.5.
Yeah, we had a better number to sort of chime in with here, but I think there's plenty of value. The way Connecticut will play this game, in my opinion, is they'll bite away at Marquette and make sure that the flow isn't there. Usually, in the past, when Connecticut's had enough rest as a team and the way they're coached, they're very physical and like I said, they're rested 5 or 6 days rest now, I guess. And in the past, they've gone under 8 straight times in these circumstances, and the average combined score clicks in at around 130. So, in my opinion, taking into consideration Marquette's style of play and their pace, we're in the 134, 135 range, and I still think we have value. Like I said, it went from 143 on the opener, and just a few sharps got the bet on that, but it got bet down pretty quick, and it should have been.
Yeah, it should have been there, according to Alex. I'm going to ask you one question about this conference. I always have a hard time with the Big East because of all the travel. These teams are so far apart from one another, and I'm very frustrated with it, and it's very difficult for me to handicap. How do you find this conference at cap?
Yeah, I've heard this before, and that's one of the reasons why I'm looking at Connecticut here with plenty of rest. There's no reason why they won't play their style of play, and that's what I look at in the league. How many days of rest have they had in between games? How ferocious of a competition have they had, and how did they make out? Come off in overtime? Was it an easy game? All those things take precedence over maybe the travel sometimes. But the travel's always thrown in there, like you said.
Yeah, travel in there, but look at rest advantage, look at rest, almost kind of look at it like the NBA. You don't want to play too many games at once because it is a tough conference here because of the travel. All right, Chris, what say you in this one?
Well, I can't disagree. I mean, every time I seem to watch a UConn game, the scores always just seem to end up in the 60s at most on either side. I mean, whether it's 64, 61, or something of that nature. I think Alex is right. I think UConn's going to try to slow the pace down. I think they're going to just try to chip away at Marquette, make sure that Marquette just doesn't get running and gunning, and UConn keeps it at their pace. So I like the under 138.5 as well.
All right, so agreement here on the under here. The beast is in the house. It's Alex Smart in the house, and he's here on the under. All right, Alex, why don't you let everybody know what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, we've got college basketball, we've got NBA, and I'm looking forward to a big NFL weekend. We've got wild card football, and we've got that Alabama-Ohio State game coming up here next Monday. So it should be good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff. Good time to pick up one of those long-term passes right now. You can see Alex's numbers are well over at Pig Dogs. Check them out at Pig Dogs Premium. Why not pick up one of those long-term passes? Those 30-day all-sports pass will get you all of Alex's plays from the sports he handicaps. That would be the NFL playoffs. That would be the college football playoff, as well as NBA college hoops. NHL is right around the corner, so a good time to pick up a long-term pass from Alex Smart over at Pig Dogs. All right, Alex, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk to you in a couple days.
Good seeing you, gentlemen. Take care of yourselves. Bye.
All right. Alex Smart here on the drive-thru as we continue on. Now you're with Chris Ruffalo. And Chris, you're up early today. And you're going to be looking at this ACC battle here at 8 Eastern time. And this one will be on ESPN, North Carolina at Miami, with the Tar Heels laying 3.5, total 140.5.
Yeah, this was one game that really kind of caught my eye just because of these are two teams I've been keeping an eye on all season long. We had North Carolina trying to bounce back from an extremely disappointing year last year. And this is a team that I've gone on record saying that I was very high on. The problem is right now is that, North Carolina, as good as they are, as talented as they are, the results are there. They're 6-4. But you look at some of these numbers, this North Carolina team shooting 42% from the field, 47% from inside the arc. It's 248th in the country right now. 28.7% from outside the arc. They're shooting threes at 28.7%. 304th in the country. And those numbers, they're not going to cut it against many teams. We saw how North Carolina barely scraped by Notre Dame. It hasn't helped them really get away from teams. Meanwhile, you look at Miami; their numbers are sort of similar. They shoot a lot better inside the arc than North Carolina does. Excuse me. They're shooting at 52.6% inside the arc. So the shooting numbers are there. There's a little bit more of an offensive efficiency, but we all know that Miami's banged up. Chris Likes has only played in 2 games this year. Cameron McGusty, 5 games this year. This is a banged up Miami team, but yet they're still finding ways to hang in games and give themselves shots at the end. I think this is another one of those cases where Miami comes in, gives themselves a shot to keep this one close, keep it within the number, maybe have a chance to win this one outright late. I think that at max, this is a three-point game. So if you can get it at 3.5, that's ideal. I'd play it down to 3, maybe even 2.5, because I think it will be that close of a game. But I definitely think the values with Miami and the points in this one.
All right, Chris is taking Miami here. The Hurricanes plus 3.5 against North Carolina. All right, Chris, what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium? You're doing very well in college hoops.
We had our Tuesday tip-off 5-pack go off earlier today, but you know what? I love everybody on the drive-through, and there's still plenty of opportunities on the board. So what I'm doing is I'm having a 3-point play put up on the board. It's going to be $29.95. It's going to be my last 3 games of the day for tonight. Don't miss out on those. There's tremendous opportunities for you to pick up some cash, head into hump day with a big bankroll, and we're going to put some cash in your pocket. But guys, if tonight's not your night, that's okay. You can pick up one of those 3-day, 7-day, 30-day sports packages. You can go on my plays, or if there's another cap you like, I'm sure they have one of those as well. That's going to be your best value going forward on the site. It's going to get premium plays, premium content, some of the best picks that you're going to find anywhere on the internet for a cheap price. It's going to save you money down the road, and you're going to profit from those picks. Within a couple of days, you'll get your money back. Or, for me personally, I've got my college basketball season pass on the website, $3.99, and you can see the start that we're off to for college basketball season. As I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on any of this. Yesterday, it's behind us. We're going to keep moving forward, and it's going to be your best chance to start picking up some cash.
Yeah, good time to pick up a long-term pass here. Chris says he's got his $3.99 pass, all college basketball selections from Chris for $3.99 over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the numbers right now in college basketball approaching 900 units of profit. That's all documented. All his plays, you can see them right there on Pig Dogs Premium. Or if you want, get one of those long-term passes, all sports passes, which will include NBA, college football playoff, NFL playoffs, of course, the NHL, which will begin here in a very short time. All right, we'll continue on here on the drive-thru. And a reminder, guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every day on our channel. We get it all started every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show with Mitch and company. It's Mitch, Rod. We got Chris. We have Brian Bittler. And on the weekends, Ron Romanelli will join us. And of course, we got the computer pick show sandwiched in between our show here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the drive-through Monday through Friday. And of course, you don't want to miss Mitch's halftime shows throughout the football season. So be sure to subscribe. And of course, as always, give us that thumbs up, that like. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps our audience, Chris.
Absolutely, it does. I mean, we were able to give everybody free some of the best content that's out there on the internet right now. It's all thanks to you guys. All you got to do is just hit that thumbs up. It costs you nothing. It helps us out a ton. Helps gets our content out there, and it allows us to give you guys more. And whenever we can get the handicappers on, we're starting a 4th show for MMA, so it's only going to get bigger and better from here, bigger and better in 2021. But we appreciate all the support.
Absolutely. A lot more cappers coming on to the drive. We got a note from Mitch today. There's some guys that we're talking with, and we should have on the show as well. So we'll have a bigger lineup as we move forward here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue on. Now it's time to bring in El Nino. So we'll be looking at an NBA game for tonight. El, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing well. All right, Al, you're looking at this Spurs and Clippers game. This one's at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, NBA League Pass channel. Clippers laying 9.5, total 228 here. And, of course, the news here with no Aldridge, no White here for the Spurs.
Yeah, they're missing Aldridge. That's a huge blow to them. But again, still getting plenty of points here. They are coming off a pretty ugly loss to the Jazz, and I just don't think they'll want to get embarrassed 2 games in a row. The Clippers will have the 2 best players on the court, except if they decide to rest Kawhi or something, which wouldn't be a huge surprise coming from the Clippers on a back-to-back set. They'll be looking at the Red Hot Warriors on deck tomorrow, so I think they're a little bit more focused on that matchup. But again, I think Kawhi wants to play here against his old team. He'll probably have a pretty big game. But again, even if they do go up big, I think they'll want to rest their better players down the stretch, so that'll give the San Antonio a chance to creep back in the game. If they're not in it already, I expect them to actually, as I said, they don't want to get blown out 2 games in a row, so I expect them to fight hard throughout the whole game. And I don't see them wanting to lose by double digits again. So, yeah, I'm taking the 9.5 points and, going with the Spurs.
All right, going with the Spurs here, taking the points here. Chris, what say you in this one?
Yeah, this was a game that I struggled with, and I mean, Aldridge and White both being out, that's huge, like Al said. But you know what? If Al's going to go against an LA team, even if it's the Clippers, I think that says something for me. I think, San Antonio, they are in a funk. They're struggling, but the thing is, the Clippers are all they're better. They're the better team here, but they're also shaky. Can give up a bunch of points, and they can play themselves out of a cover, and they let teams hang around. The Spurs are well coached. They've got Popovich. They've still got talent in that lineup. I think there is value with the points in the Spurs in this one.
All right, going there with the Spurs plus 9.5. All right, why don't you let us know what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, this was, again, it wasn't the easiest game. I wanted to add it as a premium, but I didn't feel that strongly about it. I do like it. But again, it was a tricky card today for me in the NBA. Only 2 plays out in the NBA today. So looking forward to tomorrow and the next one, but I still do like the plays I have up, though. Yeah.
All right.
And I do have my favorite college basketball player of the night as well.
All right, so check out Al Nino's over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's got his action for tonight, or you want to pick up one of those long-term passes from Al, get on board with Al Nino's at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Al, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night.
All right, you too.
All right, Al Nino's here on the drive-thru. All right, we'll continue on. NBA is still on the topic of conversation, and right now we're going to wire in Shane Mickle. Shane, how you doing today?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Hey, doing fine. All right, you're going to be looking at a team near and dear to you up there, up in the Great North, Minnesota on the road here facing Denver Nuggets, with Denver laying 10.5. Total sits here at 226.5.
Yeah, not only are they a team near and dear to me, they're a team I've made a lot of money off betting against. This team is, with Towns, this team is very talented. Without him, they look lost. Outside of Towns, Josh Okogie is also out. Kind of an energy guy for him that really hurts. I really like D'Angelo Russell, but without Towns, I mean, he's more of a good secondary option, not a great first option. These 2 teams just played a couple nights ago. The Nuggets had no issues, putting up 41 points in the fourth quarter to close it out. I see a bunch of the same here. A lot of scoring by the Nuggets, not a whole lot of scoring by the Timberwolves. I'll take the Nuggets here, laying the points.
All right, we've got the Nuggets laying the points here, according to Shane Mickle. All right, Chris, I kind of looked at the over in this one. What do you say in this game?
Yeah, I was looking at the over as well. I think for a side, I would lean towards the Nuggets as well, just because I don't think Minnesota's going to have an answer for Nikola Jokic. And, if Denver can handle him pretty easily a couple nights ago, there's nothing to say it can't happen again. I know we're talking college, and, it's hard to beat the same team by a sizable margin back-to-back games. I don't think it's that hard here. I like Denver laying the points as well.
Denver laying the points here. The one thing I would ask you, Shane, that both teams are on the bottom in defensive efficiency ratings. So are you a little concerned here about Denver's defense having to cover double digits?
No, not really, because the Timberwolves, I mean, without Towns, they've got, they got Russell, they got Edwards kind of, although he's regressed a little bit. But outside of Russell, I mean, there's really not a whole lot of scoring there on the Wolves, so not too concerned.
All right, Shane Mickle. All right, Shane, why don't you let us know what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Originally I had a 5-pack up for tonight. With the Memphis game getting canceled, I had to take that down. So I've got 4 plays going, but only 3 of them in a pack. So if you want the 4th play, you're going to have to hop on a longer-term option. But 3 plays, 2 NBA, 1 college basketball.
All right, guys, pick up Shane Mickles' plays over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's got some plays for tonight, or you get one of those long-term passes from Shane at the side. All right, Shane, as always, great having you on the show. Good night to you, and we'll talk to you in a couple days.
Sounds good. See you guys soon.
All right, everybody, Shane Mickle here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue on, and we're now going to look at college hoops with Damian Sosh. We've got a good one from the Big 12, and this is a late start. You don't very rarely see a Big 12 game at 10 p.m. Eastern time, but I guess TCU's desperate for the attention, I think, to get on ESPN. Of course, they got the Heisman Trophy today, so I think they want to push back some of the scheduling here. But let's go ahead and bring in Damian Sosh. We've got plenty of time to get this one in. Damian, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Coming off a couple bad beats here, but I'm looking to bounce back.
All right, let's bounce it back here. Late night action, 10 Eastern time, Kansas and TCU. This is not Pac-12. This is not Pac-12 after dark. This is Big 12 after dark. With TCU and Kansas. Kansas laying 6, total 139.
Yeah, I like the under looking into this game. Both these teams, they are off to good starts. Kansas 8-2, TCU 9-2, and both are good defensive teams. Kansas allowing opponents just under 68 points, TCU allowing opponents just under 66 points. Now, Kansas, they're coming off that butt whooping they took from Texas, 84-59. I know Bill Self, he can't be happy with his defensive performance in that one from his Jayhawks. I'm sure they're going to come out with a lot of defensive fire in this game. And TCU, though, they're not going to be intimidated by this Kansas team. Like I said, they're a good team. They got the big man, 6'11", Kevin Samuel down low. He's averaging 2.6 blocks, 1.5 steals per game. I think he's going to be able to limit McCormack of Kansas down low and Wilson. And, TCU, they like to slow the pace down. They play at a very slow tempo. That's going to limit possessions, and not a lot of possessions, not a lot of chances to score. I like the under in this one.
All right, Damon says go under in Kansas and TCU. All right, Chris, what say you in this one?
Yeah, I've got to agree here as well. Both teams giving up into the 60s this season, both scoring and defending. I think Kansas is they're TCU is really a team that likes to slow down the pace of play. I think they're in the bottom 100 in the country in terms of pace, and Kansas somewhere in the middle. So this isn't going to be your typical run and gun style of game. I think this is going to be one of the more physical Big 12 games. I think this is a game that finishes in the 60s. So I think we're safe with the under 139 here.
All right, agreement there with under 139. All right, Damon, let us know what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium.
Right now, I still have a 3-pack that's for sale. You're going to get 2 college basketball games and an NBA play for the night. And then, obviously, check back during the week. Going to have a lot of games up and looking forward to a good week. Good start to the year. I'm going to keep that going.
Absolutely, guys. Check out Damian Sosh over at Pig Dogs Premium. Look at the past 7 days, over 600 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pig Dogs Premium. He also has those long-term passes. You want to check him out for 3 days. A lot of hoops here. Or go for the 7-day and get yourself some football in there. The college football playoff, NFL playoff weekend with that 7-day pass from Damian Sosh over at Pig Dogs Premium. Damon, as always, great having you on the show. Yourself a great night. We'll talk to you in a couple days.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
All right, Damian Sosh here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue on here with our coverage. Again, now it's time for yours truly to step up here. And we'll see which way Chris goes on this one. I know we butted heads yesterday, and I'm gonna, I don't know who got the best out of that yesterday, but we'll find out today. Today's another day, right? All right, let's take a look at this one. All right, Florida, Alabama. I'm gonna take Florida plus the 3. Give me the team that can shoot against the team that can't. You got Florida, a team that's hitting 50% from the floor. They're defending. They're making their threes, and Alabama, kind of a scrappy team. There are a lot of transfers in there. I saw the game against Tennessee. Look, Tennessee just shot poorly. I don't know if it wasn't the defense from Alabama. It was just Tennessee just had a horrible game. And I don't think Alabama is that good. Look, they're only hitting 41% from the field this year. They don't make their free throws. Again, I don't really respect home court in these times right now. Just to keep it simple here and go with the Florida Gators plus 3. What say you, Chris?
Tony, do you have as much of a headache as I do? Because I think we're butting heads again on this one. Because you know what, I'm not gonna lie. I do like Alabama. I know you made a great point. a team that can shoot in Florida versus a team that's had issues scoring like Alabama has. But I just think that, Florida without Keontae Johnson, while they're winning games, just don't look like the same team. Even though he's in the environment, like he's still helping out on the bench. Knowing that he's not going to be back for the rest of the season, it's just something that's really going to sting for this team. And, I did like how Alabama looked against Tennessee. I know a lot of that had to do with Tennessee missing the shots. But, beat Ole Miss. They have a really good win against Furman. This is just a team that plays a lot better at home. That's just where my head's at in terms of leaning towards laying the points with Alabama. But don't get it twisted. If we're laying the points, it's not going to be a blowout here. This is going to be maybe a 5-point game, I think, at max.
All right, button heads again with Chris on this one. I'm on Florida +3. He's on the other side, guys. Check out Pig Dogs Premium for one of my long-term passes, 3-day or 7-day as well. All right, I'll continue here on the drive-thru, guys. Remember, we're here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and of course, it all gets started in the morning every day. 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch and company with the morning show. And of course, the Computer Pig show is sandwiched in between. And of course, don't forget those halftime shows from Mitch. So set those notifications. All right, now it's time to recap the picks from today. All right, we got it started here with Alex Smart's got us started. He was with UConn Marquette. He says go under total of 138.5. Chris, he says Miami Hurricanes +3.5 against North Carolina. El Nino Spurs +9.5 against the Clippers. Shane was on the Nuggets -10.5 against the Timberwolves. Damon Sosh, Kansas TCU under 139. And we went with yours truly with Florida +3. So we're going to go ahead and get it. Looks like we've got, we'll ask Chris, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
What if I just threw you a curveball right now and said I like your pick the best, even though I disagreed with you? No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna take. I like Alex's UConn Marquette under 138.5. I think that's easy money tonight.
All right, easy money tonight. All right, let's go. I think we're gonna get Al in this picture here. I think we got Al in. All right, Al, we got you in here. All right, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I will go with Alex Smart's UConn Marquette under.
All right, I'm going to go with Damian Sash's Kansas TCU under. I'm going to go with that one there. We're all going with unders today. We like the totals, and that's where it's going. All right, guys, another edition here of the Drive-Thru. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We do this all over again. A lot more cappers on the show here, giving out picks for the primetime action, getting you ready. And don't forget, it gets started at 10 a.m. Eastern time every day with the morning show with Mitch and company. All right, let's bring in the cappers from today's show. Give you guys a nice wave. Good night. Have yourself a great night. And we'll talk with you guys tomorrow live at 6.